Okay, so today I'm going to show you a way to use a different medium. I'm going to draw and paint with pancake batter. Okay, so I've got my pancake batter. You can use, I have a squirt bottle, so I'm going to load some pancake batter into this. But you could also, if I had one of these kinds of bottles empty, okay, I could actually use one of these. Mine happens to be one that I purchased for this. But you can use one that's empty. None of mine are empty. So make sure you ask first at your house. I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. So the first one, the other problem with this is that now I have to load my pancake batter in here. That's not working. So I will use a different kind of spoon. Cooking is like making art. It's not really probably going to be as good if you don't make a mess while you're doing it. But you need to clean that mess up. So now I'm going to put this lid on, and then I'm going to step over to my sink and wash this off, making sure I don't get any water into the pancake batter. Now it's all clean. Okay, so I used these food colorings. This is what I have at my house. So I used a toothpick, and I got some out and I put it in a dish. And then I added a little bit of water because I'm making kind of like a watercolor paint to use. Now you could, if you had lots of different bottles, you could dye the actual pancake mix, but I don't have lots of different bottles. I only have one. So this is what I'm going to do instead, is paint actually on. I'll do two different things. I'm going to paint directly on the pancake batter and then also use the spray bottle, but have only one color. So there's my red. I have some blue here. You can see it's chunky. That's not mixed in, but I'll use the water and then I'll get some more water. So first, I'll show you my grill. So I'm using this flat grill. You could do this over the stove if you wanted. So I'm going to put butter down first. And I just hold it by the paper and put it on there. Make sure that if you're going to do this, you've asked your parents. For the pancake batter, I used a recipe, but you could use just any mix that you have too. It doesn't matter. So first, the squirt bottle, I can just draw with it. So something that is laid down first is going to be a little darker than something that you lay down second. Now, if you're actually making this to feed yourself or your siblings for breakfast, keep that in mind. You can't spend forever making them. And you also are cooking these, so if I spend forever on this, it's going to burn. And it's going to smell bad. So I'm watching my pancakes to see when it starts to dry out. See how these edges are starting to dry out? Then it's going to be time to turn them. Not quite time yet. They'll also usually get big bubbles. Start bubbling up, so you can see that on the edges when it's time to turn. Oh, you can see that Rocco just did a face here. So now this already cooked a little bit. So if you fill it in, we'll be able to see the difference. I'm going to go ahead and turn my star over. So you can see the different lines in here. The ones that I put down first are separate from the filled in and the trace around that I did. So I, surprisingly enough, have a bunch of brushes at home, but you could use one and just rinse it. And I'm going to take some of my paint now and just quickly paint around the edge. This isn't something that we're spending a whole lot of time on because, you know, it's gonna, we're gonna eat these. And it's cooking right now, so we don't want it to burn. So I'm just gonna go around the edge. Okay? I'm gonna give it a little bit more to kind of cook your skin on there. Okay, turn that guy over. So cool. What color do you want? I'm gonna check. Whoops, I just pushed it off the thing. Okay, that's all ready. Put it back over and get a plate. Again, if you're not making a mess, it's probably not gonna taste as good. There's my pancake. Now I'm going to show you a different way as well. So first I need to put butter down. I just used a ladle. You know, my pancake batter is a little thicker, so I'm kind of spreading it around because it won't cook all the way through if I leave it how it is. Now, I was thinking that I might try painting right into the wet batter, which means I have to work really quickly. So you can just experiment around, see what kinds of things you can make in the time that it takes to cook. And remember, I washed my brushes with dish soap, so they're clean. Kind of doing a little Starry Night thing here. So I'm going to do a few things during this time that you can not do at school, and I'm going to do some things that you know, more closer to what we do normally do at school. And some things, hopefully, like you could do this. I have Rocco working with me next, right side by side. So you could do some of these things with your siblings if you're getting to babysit, things like that. Okay, I painted until that's time to turn over, so I'm going to flip that guy. Then we'll see what it looks like as that's cooking. I can show you my helper here. There's Rocco. And we're just set up on top. Let's check this out. Wow! Look at how cool that looks. We could get some more. And again, I could also paint directly just on this side. Pancakes as a medium kind of lends itself to impressionism. Can't get too detailed because you have to work quickly. And my yellow is not showing up as well. Just joined by a pancake eater.